Hello, everyone. I hope you are ready to talk some reality TV because this is your ticket to reality. I'm Lee Swift, your host and former member. Oops. I hope everything came on here. Am I still
Oh
here?
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
my
good. You're
my
good.
computer just live TV. Love it. It's fun.
You gotta love a
It's so
live
fun.
show. You gotta love a
Yeah,
live show. You gotta roll with the
it's
punches. You gotta see what
it's
we're
live.
actually made of.
That's
I
right.
think
That's
I think we're
right.
gonna do. I think we're gonna do well.
I think we're going to do great. And just so I want to introduce these wonderful people that are with me, hosting this with me, and how Ticket to Reality came about. TJ and Garrett and Emma are all part of Agents of Fandom. And I got to be on their Agents of Fandom podcast, and we hit it off so well, TJ, Garrett, and I. And they said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing a reality TV podcast?" And I said, "Why not?" And we've had so much fun building this. And why don't we go around and just you guys introduce yourselves and what you do and what your dreams are? Kind of like group
Let's.
therapy.
I love it. Let's do it. We're talking She-Hulk on the Agents of Fandom podcast that's dropping the next episode tomorrow morning, and we had some group therapy in this latest episode of She-Hulk, and so let's just continue it on the Ticket to Reality pod as well.
Might
Emma,
as well.
why don't you fire us up first?
Okay, so I'm Emma. So I joined, well, I got to know TJ and then Garrett a few months ago through another podcast that we listened to, Phase Zero. And then it kind of blossomed. I went on and I got to meet Lee. And I'm a huge reality show fan, obviously. So we just all really hit it off. And so I joined this podcast. And now I'm doing stuff for Agents of Fandom as well. I'm their managing editor, helping edit articles and put out content and having a great time. I'm
Uh,
also a lawyer, but I'm not practicing, so I'm doing mainly
Are
no
you a
legal.
She-Hulk
I might
lawyer?
be a She-Hulk lawyer, yes.
Good, good.
But no, I'm not giving anyone legal advice, so that's just my disclaimer.
Emma, out of curiosity, I know you are our managing editor at Agents of Fandom, but you did just branch out into the content arena and something that is on the forefront of people's minds today. So you want to chat about that for just like 1 second?
Yes, that is very true.
Something near
Completely
and dear
slipped
to
my
your
mind.
heart.
Yes, I know. I'm like, can't believe I forgot. So Hocus Pocus 2 is out on Disney Plus right now. I got a chance to view it early, and I wrote a little review. It's my first article for AOF, and it's my first article I've written in a very long time. Anyway, so that was fun. But I absolutely loved it. So after this, go ahead and check out Hocus Pocus 2 on Disney Plus because it was great. And it's Halloween.
Awesome.
Tomorrow's October, so
Yes.
Yeah.
Spooky season is engaged. I'll go last. Garrett, tell the people about you.
All right. I am Garrett, and I'm co-host of the Agents of Fandom podcast with the lovely TJ, where we chat all things Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and like TJ said, we're going to be chatting She-Hulk and Andor later tonight, dropping tomorrow. And at the Agents of Fandom, I am the director of content and editorial and co-owner with TJ and our amazing, incredible words can't even describe how important he is to us, but our behind the scenes producer, Ruben. And together, we started this journey almost a year ago now. October 14th, I believe, was our first the day we released our first podcast. And we started the Agents of Fandom site. We kind of built this community of friends, and the friends decided they wanted to help us build this community for a larger group of people. And it's been honestly the most rewarding part of my life. It started for me because I went on this like several month long job search and couldn't find a job, and so I needed to do something to boost my resume, which is where I met TJ and Ruben. And it's kind of come full circle now because just like last week, one of our agents let us know that he was recruited for a job based on Agents of Fandom being on his resume. So it's
Nice.
very cathartic for me, and I just wanted to share that with everyone. So it's
Nice.
we're changing lives here, and it's really cool to be a part of.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
will.
a lot of fun to build and grow. Sorry, will you go?
No, you go, man.
It's been a lot of fun to build and grow. It was even just when we launched our website in late Feb, early March, and now there was 3 of us until about a couple months ago. Now we got this big crew of amazing people. So it's pretty awesome, but I'm ready to talk some Big Brother today as well. We did a draft. We've been watching all throughout, breaking it down on the Ticket to Reality podcast. Obviously, we've been taking some breaks just from Big Brother and had some amazing guests like Delisa and Trevor Saint, the Saints, of course, Jack Atkins and James Andre Jefferson, all from the circle. James and Delisa, of course, victors from previous seasons, and we've had to chat with them. And next week, we got Mama Michelle, Shelly Belly, Michelle Ryder popping on with us next Tuesday, October 6th for a live show. So we got lots of good stuff coming. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe on YouTube. It's also September on Twitch, and it's the very last day. So grab yourself a sub, gift your friends a sub. I've been gifting a few in chat. And if you got any questions for us, ask away, because we're excited to dive into it.
What is Twitch? Oh, wait, that's because I'm 60. Just kidding. I know what Twitch is. I do. I promise. I know. Hi, Twitch people.
Oh, I love that.
I had to say it. You know.
Of course, get it out.
You
Get it
know,
out while
I did.
before we get rolling.
The gate is open. The gate is now open for old man jokes towards Lee throughout the entire show.
Yes.
You have opened the door.
Bring them on. Bring them on. I'm okay. Big
And,
Brother,
we
though.
we got
Come
Michelle
on.
coming on next week, but I feel like I undersold our future guests a little bit too, because
yeah.
the following week we're going to be doing our Big Brother jewelry showdown between Garrett and Lee, because you guys have been shit talking each other for weeks. And
Really?
so that, of course, was one of the very first Big Brother challenges where the competitors had to put a bunch of jewelry on their face as fast as they can. So we're going to have Lee and Garrett doing that one on the 13th. And on the 20th, we got former Big Brother contestant, current Broadway star, Tommy Bracco hopping on with us to talk about Big Brother and some other reality TV shows. And, we have a lot of good content coming in the future that we are really excited to share with everyone. Talk some Survivor as our next big show. We're going to be covering, dive into a little Bachelor in Paradise. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. By the way, I did get a note from Taylor about the jewelry contest. I don't know if it's backwards, but she said Lee will win. Love, Taylor. Just so you know.
Well,
It's not backwards. That's
Yeah,
the
that was
beautiful
totally
Yeah, that
forward.
the
actually-
streaming service
Oh,
we
well,
have.
it was
straight
backwards
up.
to me. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
That really-
You
that
handed
really
me the
wasn't-
death sentence, the
you
approval
got
of
Taylor
the
Yeah.
champion. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna
Yeah.
be tough. It's gonna be tough to
Yeah,
break her
that's-
heart when I crush you in front of millions of fans that will be
Yeah.
watching.
Of course.
Not Taylor, but yeah, she would think that if she was watching our jewelry competition. I assure you, I would win.
Well, we're gonna find out very, very shortly.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
would-
Lee, you kind of grandfathered us into Big Brother, if you will. You've been a big fan for a long time. How many years have you been watching the show? And
Oh, man.
how does it feel to come last place in a draft that you were the expert in?
Mhm. Wow, he built
He went
me
right
up
for it.
and tore me down. Thank you so much, TJ. I quit.
Let me say this is
Just
also the
kidding.
only one of the crew who has been a finalist on a reality TV show. So
Yeah.
in
well,
real life reality TV, Lee's kicking our ass, but drafting the characters, we got to give it to him a little bit.
It was
Oh, a
fun.
lot.
It was fun. I will
Yeah.
say the draft was a lot of fun that we did that. And we did that, I think, week one, right? We picked everybody week one. So we really didn't know them. I will say I wasn't really good. My first impressions were really way off.
And the best thing is too, you were like so excited about your team. You were so confident. You were shit
Yes.
talking out of the gate, and
It was.
about 6 weeks in, the tone started to change drastically,
It was
and
bad.
some true colors came out. But
True
about that
true
more.
colors.
we'll talk about
Okay,
that more.
let's start. Let's
Yes.
honestly start there. You wrote up your early Big Brother rankings on agentsofandom.com.
Oh
and after
no,
winning
he's
the first
going there
HOH,
too.
After winning HOH, Daniel was your guy. You wrote out those rankings before the draft began, and so we were all kind of using that as baseline a little bit. And Daniel was your number one. Nicole, his girl, was your number two. And kind of talk us through their storyline of the season, how it started so strong, and what happened for those who weren't
Wow.
tuning into Big Brother from the beginning.
Wow. I mean, talking about coming in, I really think they both came in really strong. They made a duo right away, but they immediately began to step in it over and over and over. Began attacking Taylor, piling on as everybody else did. And you saw those in those episodes. I thought it was very difficult to watch, painful to watch, and made me want Taylor more, as clearly the whole audience wanted Taylor more. And then when Daniel had his big outburst about Taylor, don't talk to me, I just was like, okay, it's time for you to go. He thought he was a really good player, and if you're watching Daniel, I'm sorry, you may be a big fan, but you were not a very good player. You really weren't. And also I think you got very much into the negativity, and I think that's what was your demise, among other things. But anyway, yeah, those were my number one and number two.
Real quick about Nicole, I want to know, okay, so for those watching who don't know who Nicole is, Nicole was Daniel's right-hand woman, or Daniel was Nicole's right-hand man, however you want to look at it. But she was a private chef, right? And so she would cook for everybody who lived in the house. And I don't know if you guys caught it, and I can't remember who it was, but at some point someone was like, I am so glad she's gone, so I don't have to eat any of her nasty ass food anymore. Did you guys remember that? I was losing my mind. It was so funny. You could see her pitch to not leave. She was like, and just remember, if you vote for me, I'm gonna cook you this, this, and this tonight and tomorrow. And like that was like in her pitch. And I guess that was part of the nail in her coffin.
I wonder if that changed anyone's mind like last minute. They were
like I was gonna give her a sympathy vote, but then she promised to make us some food, and I had to get her out of there.
Oh, that's so fantastic. I want to get a quick note before we go too far in, before I forget. We're focusing on Big Brother this episode for this live show, but if you want to hear us talk about Love Island, The Bachelorette, a bunch of other shows, and dive into Lee's time as a finalist on season 2 of The Circle, we talk about all of that in our early episodes, and they don't really have an expiration date. They're not ones that, like, if you miss the week of that show, you're screwed. They kind of carry over a long time. So make sure you subscribe to Ticket to Reality on all podcast platforms. And if you have a show you want us to talk about on the pod, leave us a 5-star rating and review, drop the show, and we'll cover it for you.
Love it. Yeah, because this is your ticket to reality. We want, it's not our ticket to reality, it's your ticket to reality. Help us out. Tell us what you want to watch, because there's The Amazing Race, The Challenge, on and on it goes. Survivor's on right now. We're going to cover Survivor because I'm sorry, hardcore Survivor fan. Jack is too, who was a guest on a previous season. He was the one who played Emily as a catfish and then played Psychic Santa John with Lisa.
Maybe when we do our Survivor draft, we might have to get Jack to join our draft.
Hey, I dig it. Yeah,
he's a competitive guy. I think he'd like that.
Yes, I think so.
The Challenge is something Carlos has just dropped in the Twitch chat. That is another show that we have been talking on the Ticket to Reality podcast. That was Lee's domain. He's been covering The Challenge for us.
Yep. And it's over, and it was not, well, we won't cover that, but anyway, I was not quite as happy with the final winner, one of the winners. I was rooting for someone else, but it's all good. I'm not bitter.
We might do The Voice too, right, Lee?
Oh, I'm watching The Voice. Hell yeah.
I was planning on watching The Voice, and then I found out, I guess we're a couple episodes in now, that it's actually no longer on Hulu, and I will be needing to get a Peacock subscription to follow that. So to be
good to know.
determined on that for me. I see real quick. I see CJ in the chat asking if we can do an episode of Dated or Related.
Ooh.
I will say
Ooh.
I bit the bullet. I watched part of an episode, and we will not be doing an episode on Dated or Related because it sucks.
Sorry, CJ.
They thought they had a concept, and then they were like, "Let's do it," and Netflix was like, "All right, we're down," and it was like not good. The pair, it was a brother and a sister. They won a challenge and got picked on a date, and the girl was like, "You know what? Who I'm gonna pick on the date? The group of brothers." So she could have a date with one of the guys, and then the two dudes were like, "I guess we're just gonna leave and go hang out somewhere," and then they left and came back. It sucks. I'm sorry, CJ. It sucks. That's all you need to know. That's your hot take from me.
We're
Well, we will
friendly
be
here
CJ
at
wants
Ticket to
it.
Reality.
Gabby in chat wants it.
Everyone, the
Ryan
people want
says
it.
Ryan says it was better than he was expecting. So maybe we'll have to get Ryan and CJ on an episode of the Ticket to
Sure.
Reality podcast.
Yeah,
just
debate me
themselves,
on
and they
it.
can
Debate me
cover-
on it, because
Yeah, let's do a
I'll
full
and they can cover
debate.
Dated or Related. I mean, so I have to watch so many of these shows, Big Brother's included, on Amazon Prime and their kind of offshoot channels in Canada because I don't have things like Peacock, things like Paramount Plus. They just don't exist here. So I get the offshoot ones of Prime Video. We get subscription based ones on there, and this is off track, but I'll shoot us back into the right spot. But one of the additions that just got added to Amazon Prime, where I am, is Teletoon Plus, which is like kind of Cartoon Network shows in Canada, and it has Batman the Animated Series, Young Justice, Teen Titans, all these fantastic Justice League Unlimited, all these great shows that I now can't wait to dive in for because they were never on Crave, or because we don't have HBO Max here either. So I'm excited about that. I'm giddy, almost as giddy as I was during our draft when my team, who was led by Michael, was carrying it all the way through. 9 challenge victories, the most in the history of Big Brother. So even though I, spoiler alert, did not win the draft, nor did Lee, we'll see who it was between Garrett or Emma as we get later in the episode. But Lee's team was obviously anchored with not the most fun, with
Sink.
negativity, anchored with negativity. It sunk his team.
Oh my gosh.
It was anchored with Daniel and Nicole and
Kyle and Terrence. That was my
and
team.
Terrence,
what a
like,
gross-
just my
oh
team.
tough
God.
scene.
That
tough
is
scene.
Dire
Terrence-
Fest. That's
Yeah,
Dire
That's
that
Dire
was-
Fest right
Your
there.
team should have been
Terrence
named Dire Fist.
just floated wherever the wind blew him and had no idea what was going on ever.
was
Daniel
a
and
disciple of
Nicole-
Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel and Nicole were just mean, and Kyle was racist.
Racist.
And you know what? I am happy with how Kyle has handled the situation throughout the show after, but made some pretty messed up comments. So it was a tough one for Lee. My team was looking so good.
Real quick, I
Michael
want to
was
say about
doing it.
Kyle in the finale. They had the top voted house guests from America, and I was so surprised that Kyle was in the top 3 and not freaking Joseph, my dude.
Yeah, like
my guy.
Oh, I love Joseph. so
Rob.
Did
much.
you see their
the
faces, though?
racists were like, no, we need to. They were picking up their phones furiously, like voting for this guy.
The Trumpers were in full effect voting
Yeah.
for Kyle, thinking that he was very oppressed throughout that show.
Yeah.
But
they're unfortunately a loud group of people.
I think there were moms too that were sympathetic. I mean, not everybody that voted for him, I think, were racist. Garrett, I'm just
I mean-
saying.
No.
I'm just saying.
I'm definitely over, analyzing here, but
Yeah.
that still was a shock to me. He wasn't even in my top
Yeah.
15 house guests, but
You're
Yeah,
top
no,
15.
I was disappointed for Joseph. I really felt Joseph deserved to
Oh,
be
yeah.
up there.
I love Joseph.
He deserved to be farther along in the competition, in my opinion. So
True.
I
I
agree.
just felt personally snubbed when I heard that.
Yeah.
I agree completely. And Joseph was one of the people who was part of Garrett and my big trade. Obviously,
Blockbuster
I
trade.
dished out Pooch early when it was looking like he was going to go to Garrett with Joseph, who was obviously the key trade chip for Jasmine and Brittany, and it was a trade that ended up working pretty decent for me. Or wait, I already had Jasmine. Sorry, it was just for Brittany.
Well, you're prettier than a bucket of beans on a Friday
Yeah.
night.
Exactly. Yeah, sorry. I already had Jasmine, who was a joy to watch and
Yeah.
to
Especially
Unless
on
you're
make,
Turner.
Yeah,
unless you're Turner, and to make jokes about Muffin Gate was obviously a highlight of Big Brother and the Ticket to Reality podcast. And so we traded Joseph and Pooch, who was basically out the door since you had already lost Paloma right off the bat. And I acquired Brittany, who just hung on to Michael's coattails, made it even further than he did, and ended up putting out a pretty solid game. So the draft went down to the wire. I took third place. I'm on the podium. I don't feel that bad about it. You know, the team went
There's only one
decent.
person not on the podium. Thanks a
And
lot.
I'll say, I wasn't gonna say it.
We
You're the one
didn't make up
who.
podiums, Bo. They've always been 3, brother.
I
I'm
will
just
say I
saying.
was 6 points out of the lead, so it was not that far, but not that close. I was closer to first place than Lee was to the podium.
Interesting.
I
That's a
will
lot.
say that.
That's a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, though. I'm not going to lie. Brittany really lifted you up.
Yeah,
she did. Brittany making
She
it to the
sure
final
did.
four. Like I had a strong lead, and then Brittany making it to the final four kind of kept me up there, but not good enough. It wasn't good enough. It was close between Garrett and Emma because Garrett had 2 in the final 3 with Turner and Monty, and Emma had the obvious
Winner.
victor of Big Brother,
Team Taylor.
Team Taylor. And so Emma and Lee, I want to throw it to you throughout this because Lee, you kind of hopped on Team Taylor as well as the show went on. Even though Garrett and I didn't have her on our team, we were very okay with Taylor coming out on top. Emma, take us through the experience of Team Taylor starting from the negative that from the start of the episode and on through the speech. And Lee, I want your take on that speech as well, because you're a Big Brother guy. You know how this show goes. You've also been on a reality TV show, so I'm curious of your perspective on that amazing, incredible game-winning speech that Taylor had.
Yeah, it was being on Team Taylor was a ride throughout this whole season. She started pretty much on the bottom. She had been on the block, I think she said 6 times, and was getting disrespect from throughout the house, left and right. So when it came to finale, I kind of part of me deep down was not. I mean, I was nervous, but I was kind of thinking she would pull through because just seeing the internet's love for her, and I think so. At the beginning, I wasn't sure whether Monty was going to end up taking Turner to the final 2 or Taylor. And I think what happened with Monty is that he decided, I kind of think he assumes that he would win if he took Taylor. Big mistake on his part, obviously. And I was very happy about that. But
I think
I
he'd
was
have
kind of
won if
nervous for her.
he took Turner.
Yeah,
I
he would have
agree.
won.
Yeah, I
Yep,
agree
agreed.
completely.
Yeah.
And so he made a mistake.
He
but
took the
not
pageant
to me.
girl who was obviously going to nail like the final aspects, you know, like we all knew that.
Her speech just, I mean, I could tell like once, like Lee knows how the show goes. This is my first time watching, but just having watched this whole season, watching her give her speech, first of all, I was like in tears because it was just amazing. But I could see the faces of the jury, like Kyle, well, not Kyle, Joseph, like the way he, definitely not Kyle, the way that Joseph was looking at her, I was just, we're just going to pretend I didn't say that. Joseph, and honestly Jasmine and Indy, like they just the way that they were looking at Taylor while she was giving her speech, I was like, she's got this in the bag. Like at that point I knew that the votes were going to her. So it was very exciting to watch, and some of her one-liners in that speech were just beautiful. So I was sitting there clapping.
My favorite
my
one
team.
liner is when she looked at Monty and said, I'm the blockbuster. You made a big mistake.
That was
Didn't you realize?
amazing.
I was so rooting for her. Monty, I was actually kind of rooting, he would have been okay for a while, except for when he came in all, misogynistic is the only word I can come up with, when he laid into her because she had taken his headphones off, and he goes, I'm about respect. And I'm thinking, and then he says, no wonder everybody was calling you whatever, the ice queen, whatever. And I thought, how would you, I was so, that did it for me, for Monty. And I know they're tired, because I will say, being on a show like that, mine was not that long even, and I was exhausted at the end. So mentally you're challenged, physically you're challenged, and you're going to make some blunders. But I was like, nope, I only want one person to win, and that's Taylor. That's how I felt.
I couldn't believe he threw that back at her. I mean, that's just.
Yeah,
made me my
it's
skin
a
crawl.
turn off. Okay,
Yeah, like
buddy.
excuse you, like
Okay, buddy.
it just like made my skin crawl, honestly. Like I did not like that. So
Yeah.
I was already Team Taylor, obviously, but by that point
Yeah.
I was like, all right, get this win. Like you need to get
Yeah.
this win.
And
I
so
have a
have you
question
ever
for-
seen anything like that speech before we kind of move away from it on Big Brother? Like, have you ever seen somebody clinch it and or steal it with that kind of social game?
I will say last year's speech was pretty good because it was the cookout, and it was the first time, they had two African American people sitting in the chairs, which is as long as the show's been on in Big Brother US. But yeah, I thought her speech will go down in Big Brother history for sure. And there's been other pretty good speeches, but hers were great. I actually think that, in fact, I've heard through the little Big Brother universe that Michael went in and he was like Taylor with the other jury members. He was so building her up.
Yeah.
So I think he had a part in helping her win, but I just think she was amazing and phenomenal. To go be on the block that many times and still end up the champion. And not only the champion, she gets to be fan favorite, which has never happened in Big Brother history. The winner has never been fan favorite. So I applaud her. I think she's amazing, amazing to me. What are moments of this season that you guys think are very iconic? I have a few of things that happened and you're like, that won't be forgotten. That's going to be remembered.
Muffin
A
King.
couple for me. I want to touch on the Michael thing quick, just because I agree. Like, as soon as he got voted out, he said like he was going to be riding for Taylor, and I do think the two lawyers, Michael and Joseph, had a pretty big voice in the jury house when they got there riding for Taylor. Like, that was one of my favorite parts of Taylor's speech, was when you could just see and hear how passionate she was, and Joseph's eyes were just glowing with so much pride and admiration for that speech she was giving, and I just thought that was so nice. And then I honestly thought it was pretty pivotal, and like, so in terms of iconicness, Michael's 9 challenge victories I feel like are for sure there, but I also think it was pretty huge with just kind of how his game went, because he played essentially a perfect game until 2/3 of the way through, and then forgot what his game plan was, forgot that he was just trying to middleman everybody. He got too arrogant, he got too overconfident, and that kind of led to his downfall. And
it's not that he forgot, because at one point he even says like, I knew like I had already won a lot of comps, and so I already knew that I had this target on my back, so I just decided like to keep winning comps. So he knew what he was doing. He just, he made that switch in his mind at one point, and that eventually became his downfall. But I do think how he got out, and then him just leaving, him saying like, hold on, I have one thing to say, and then just walking out, like, that's definitely one of the most iconic moments of the season.
Loved it.
And then
I've
think
seen it shared on Twitter so many times, and it just makes me laugh every time.
Yeah,
it's just amazing.
I think I might be a little bit biased, but also like Joseph's betrayal was an iconic part of the season for me, because just flat out like out of the gate, just exposing your alliance and just chucking Joseph like under the bus with not back against the wall or anything, just like, all right, this is my plan and it's happening. That was pretty wild to me.
yeah, Kyle just went in there and was like, "Yep, I'm just gonna blow up the entire thing." And I wonder how the rest of the season would have gone if he didn't do that, or if he maybe slowly kind of revealed what was going on with the leftovers, because I feel like that really was kind of a turning point in the game. So I'm kind of curious.
Yeah,
so.
Kyle's like lying of Joseph and exposing of the leftovers and how they handled that was definitely pretty iconic. And obviously the whole Kyle situation was going to be a big talked about part of the season for a long time. And none of these things, they all pale in comparison to Muffingate. Muffingate was the highlight of the whole
Honestly,
season
just
for me.
Jasmine herself, because she had so many incidences, like the ankle thing, the birthday thing, the sayings, and Muffingate. Like, I think you can
We
just
love
attribute
Jasmine.
all of that just to
Funny.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
She's funny. She's funny.
I don't know if you
But-
guys saw after the fact, but I saw on Instagram that apparently Turner and Jasmine have matching, like, half of a muffin tattoos on their
Oh,
ankles.
that's fun. That's fun.
Uh,
That's
I mean,
it
awesome.
makes
See,
sense.
that's
Surprising to me that Turner would permanently tie himself to
Yeah.
Jasmine for the rest of his
I
life.
know, it is
But I
a
endorse
choice.
it.
I think you'll be surprised. They probably will be friends. It's weird when you're on one of these shows what happens, because you have such a shared experience, and you think it's going to go one way and it goes another, because you're going to be friends with them and stuff. But I loved Muffingate. I thought it was so funny, and I saw something where somebody said, "Oh, poor Jasmine, she lost in her birthday year."
How dare they?
How
How
dare
dare
they do
they
that
do
on her birthday year instead of
Not her
month? How
birthday
she was.
Something else iconic to me was Alyssa and Kyle's geography knowledge.
God.
I will never forget that whole, like, I can't even, there's too many incidences that I can't even pick a specific one.
And it was just so bad. Just so totally
What
wrong.
did she
I think
think was
called,
thought like
she called
Florida
one-
was a country or something? I
Yeah,
don't
and then
know.
she said it was like the happiest country, and it was not even a country. I
Newark.
think
Yes,
said
Newark,
Newark.
Newark, New Jersey. Nothing
I'm
in
like-
New Jersey is the happiest anything.
No,
I will just
exactly.
clue you guys in on that real quick.
And not even like, it's not even the happiest city in the U.S. or anywhere. Like,
It's, I think,
How?
one of the most dangerous, if I'm going to be honest with you.
it is. Yeah, CJ's
Wow.
the American school system, pretty much.
That's
Pretty much.
Florida for you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That was
ew.
painful to watch.
Sorry, they're having a hurricane too soon.
Yeah.
I will wait until after to resume making fun of their people.
Garrett. Oh my God, the
give
hate mail
another-
will be coming in.
Yeah, I'm going to
from
get us
Garrett.
canceled. I'm sorry.
Let me give you the
If you
address for
live-
Garrett.
Someone
if you
reel me
live
in.
If you live in a red state, there's a pretty good chance we will be making fun of your state throughout the
Probably.
podcast. It's just kind of how it works.
Yeah.
But
Not the people, well,
if
the
I'm
nice
being
people who live
honest,
there.
if I'm being honest, I randomly missed my days on a basketball draft, and apparently I'm drafting right now. So I'm gonna be devoting a small amount of focus to that, but I'm gonna make sure I get the our tournament final rankings.
You gotta love a
in here
live
right
show.
now. So
Oh,
how
Ladies and
the,
gentlemen, we are committed to you unless we have a draft. Other than that,
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm still committed
Just
to you despite the draft. I'm putting my draft in vain, and I'm just
No,
going to allow
no,
myself
no.
to miss out on the
get on
players,
that
but
podium.
speaking of drafts, we had our own for Big Brother, and how the point system worked is we started scoring points as soon as jury began. So you get the first one eliminated gets 1 point, the second gets 2, the third gets 3, etc., etc., etc. The final two, the second place got 10 points, and first place got 13. So how it ended up working is Indy with 1, Joseph with 2, Jasmine with 2, since they were eliminated in the same week, Kyle with 3, Terrence with 4, Michael with 5, Alyssa with 6, Brittany with 7, Turner with 8, Monty with 10, Taylor with 13, for a final score of Lee Swift with 7, TJ Zwarich with 14, and Garrett and Emma tying for first place with 20 points.
Wow.
With
Oh my
Taylor's
God.
first place victory
So
and
tiebreaker.
Alyssa's
Okay.
fifth place victory.
Okay.
really sealing the deal for Emma is she just hung on longer than expected. And that ended up being huge, getting that extra point for Alyssa, outlasting Michael, and allowing Emma to tie for first place with Garrett. So I had a little idea with a just little 3-question sudden death championship
Ooh.
round.
Okay.
Whoever
Yes.
can answer the question
Yes.
quicker will win it. So what we're gonna do is they have to get their hand up when they know the question. And if they get
Okay.
it wrong, the other person is going to get the point. So if
Can
you
I
get
be
the
the
question,
judge? Can I be the judge whose hands goes up first?
that's exactly what I was going to ask.
Yes.
Is if you
Good.
could be the judge
Love it.
who says
Emma's
whose
hand went up
is
for. Oh,
first.
we're not starting yet.
Thank you. Thanks, Lee. Please cut my back. You can definitely be judge.
Wow.
Just kidding.
My hand is.
No, I'll be
is
fair.
chilling
I'll be
right now.
honest. I'm an honest judge.
So we remember very clearly that Paloma was the first one who left on her own accord from the Big Brother house, and second one was infamously Pooch after he offered to go up on the block. Who was the third person evicted? from the
Garrett,
house?
sorry. I'm
It
sorry.
was
Garrett.
Amira.
First point to Garrett. Amira was the third person evicted from the house.
So you didn't
Second
even finish
question.
the question before he raised his hand.
Well, that was never established in the rules. Okay, this is not
Mm,
Family
Wow.
Feud.
I say all
He
right,
gets to
fine.
continue the question.
It's
Okay.
Ticket to Reality Feud, but okay,
Yeah,
keep going.
tickets for reality.
Oh, I love
Amira was kicked off early because the people viewed her as a threat. Somebody from she was Emma's top pick, and she was sent out early, so we didn't have high hopes for Emma's team, who came out on top. More famously, someone on Emma's team who made it a long way without being viewed as much of a threat was Alyssa, and it was recounted all the time how she did not win a single competition. How many competitions did Joseph win, who was traded from TJ's team to Garrett's team?
Emma was first.
4.
0.
Oh,
0
What the-
competitions.
see, okay, you know
Final
what, the way that you
question.
I'll
worded
take the
that
point by
question-
default, but I also knew the answer.
Oh, I don't think you get a point for that. Sorry.
Yeah, TJ said if the other person answered and is wrong, I get the point.
I don't
Roll the
remember.
It's
tape back,
true.
Ruben. I want to see
Final
him say
question,
that.
just
I
for
didn't hear that.
fun. Michael obviously won the most competitions at 9, the most in Big Brother history. Second was the person who also was runner-up in Big Brother with Monty with 5 wins. Who won the third most competitions?
I know that one too.
I would have
It
to
is
just
Garrett.
I would have to just guess Turner.
Incorrect.
Taylor.
Incorrect.
No, it wasn't Taylor.
Who won the third?
Who? Okay, who was third
Who
position
was-
then?
Who else? Why am I like blanking on everyone that was in the house?
Those are the only ones I remember winning. Was Turner,
Yeah.
Monty, Taylor, and Michael.
Amira, maybe?
Um,
Even though she left early?
Amira with 0. Brittany
Oh,
won
really?
the third most tournaments with challenges
Wow.
with 4.
Wow.
Brittany.
How many did Turner have?
I thought
Turner won
Turner-
3, Taylor won 2.
Because wasn't Turner head of household like
like
3 or 4 times?
2 times, I think. When
Huh.
he had a hustle
times,
too.
yeah.
Okay, I'm remembering more than that.
Interesting.
That's- huh,
Interesting.
okay.
Yeah.
That was a good question.
Yeah,
That
that is
tripped
a
us
good
all up.
question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting,
Excellent.
okay.
Okay, so I would. Is it okay to ask the chat something? The 2 chat.
It
things?
is, but first, before we do, we got to announce congratulations to the winner of the first annual Ticket to Reality Big Brother draft, Garrett Blaney.
Yeah,
Ugh.
okay.
Let's go.
Good job,
I
Garrett.
am happy.
See, I am angry.
I think Emma should win just because she had the winner, but I'm not, we
I would
set
have
the
been okay. I
parameters.
would have been okay with that as well, to be honest.
Yeah,
Next
so,
year, I do think we will make the winner worth 15 points as opposed
like
to
it.
13,
Yeah,
just
winner,
to
yeah.
kind of enhance
And I hope-
getting the winner, because it
I-
is so hard to pick a winner in Big Brother.
I hope to make the podium.
And I honestly think it'd be fun next year too if we had maybe a couple more people in the draft.
That would be fun.
That's
I agree.
cool. That's cool. Yeah, maybe even somebody who's an Agent of Fan person, some chatter or something. They could have that. They could chatter. Is that what you call it? Is that-
I love it.
It works. I like it.
It is now, I guess.
I guess.
Old man. No, I wanted to ask. I want to do fan favorite for Ticket to Reality. Not counting me. I want to be out of this because I won't make the podium and it would crush me. But of you three, if everybody would just vote Garrett, Emma, or TJ, your fan favorite, and let's get our fan favorite right now.
Yes,
What do you think?
I like this.
Oh, you're just internally
now-
stirring up
so
the
wait,
drama between
so-
us.
So just like Big Brother, you have 30 seconds to
CJ
say why
says,
they should
"You're
vote for
asking
you.
me to choose one of my parents."
Hey, they're gonna get a divorce. You got to pick one. Okay.
Honestly, Ruben, I think you can make a
Oh,
chat.
Ruben.
I think you can make a poll in the Twitch chat if you know how
Oh,
to
there
do
you go.
that.
That's fun.
If
There you
not,
go.
don't worry about it.
But yes, but let's just Big Brother fashion. You have 30 seconds to state your case. Think
Wow.
about it now. I'm Julie right now. And so, you can state your case why they should pick you. Okay. And we will start in no particular order. Garrett.
I somehow knew that you were going to choose me to go on the spot first. But you know what? That's all right. Because I feel like I have a pretty good resume to prove that I deserve to be the fan favorite. Most importantly, me winning the draft. And it wasn't just my drafting skills that won me the draft. It was my knowledge of the trivia of the season. It shows you that I really, really paid attention. I soaked in the knowledge. This was my first Big Brother season, and well, it was for all of us. So I
Okay,
will
we're
give you
live.
guys that
Hurry it
too.
up. Hurry it up.
Wow,
See, that's what
okay,
Julie
wow.
always does.
Start playing
Okay.
the music.
And you know what? I've kept the chat rowdy, livened, hyped up, and I love you all. Don't disappoint me. I love you.
Nice. I'm gonna go with TJ for next because he's doing his draft right now, and I know he's distracted. Go.
I actually was chatting in the Twitch chat. Thank you
Oh,
for
okay.
reminding me I was in a draft because the ADHD kicked in full force and I forgot. So, my pitch today to be drafted is, well, hey Lee, you're looking sweeter than a freshly buttered biscuit. But I don't think you should vote for me. I think you should vote for Emma because Garrett and I have been doing this for a while now. We've been podcasting for what, 7, 8, 9 months. Lee's friggin' been on TV before and has written a billion books, so he knows his way with words. But Emma's pretty brand new to the podcasting game, and she is doing a really incredible job. So if Ruben's not in the poll, who we are broken without, then I don't think I should be the fan favorite. I think it should be Emma.
Wow. The smear campaign is in full force from
Yeah.
everybody. And I respect it.
Yeah.
I was ready to fight for my life, but what TJ said. Also, that's going to be my speech. Also, I would like to add that I have voted for Taylor from the beginning. I have a lot of empathy. I saw what she was going through on screen, and I was rooting for her. Also, I'm the only woman here, so I don't know. I just feel
Hey.
like I'm outnumbered, and I have to deal with a bunch of men all the time. So
Enough
Yeah,
said.
true.
Enough said.
that's
True.
mic
You
drop.
got-
That's my-
One
that's
last
my pitch.
thing, you can't go wrong with any of us because this is a great
That's
group
true.
of friends.
That's
This is
right.
a wonderful.
So-
great
That's
group of
right.
people.
That's
And it's
right.
a joy to be
But
doing
pick
this
me.
with you all.
Yeah,
I
we
agree.
love it. I love it. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm happy for the people that are watching and listening, and it's just incredible. I love all our guests we've had in the earlier episodes, and lots of great guests that are coming up. It's just incredible. So, first time, you all were first time Big Brother people. We'll get the results of the of the vote shortly because you have to build anticipation. That's what we do here at Ticket to Reality, just like Big Brother, just like Survivor. I wish Ruben had some music to play where we had a little suspenseful music. Who will be the fan favorite of Ticket to Reality?
Drum roll.
Anyway, first timers, are you a fan now of Big Brother?
Yes.
Emma.
Definitely. I can see where people are obsessed with this show. I think what makes it really unique is that for other reality shows, we don't have the live feeds. And I think it's really cool because you see what happens in the episodes, but I was pretty much like going down rabbit holes on Twitter, looking at some of the videos, watching the live feeds myself. And I haven't gotten like this invested in a show since The Circle, I would say. I definitely am a fan, and I kind of want to go back and watch previous seasons.
Awesome. There's also Big Brother Canada, by the way,
There we go.
which I love. Okay. Yeah, there is. Yes, TJ. And we should
Should
cover
I
that.
hop on that one?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
It's
probably a
amazing.
hell of a lot easier to get on than Big Brother USA.
Well, they only give away 100,000, but yes, but it's still pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Oh, that's probably that's only like 75K American.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Is it Canadian
Sorry
dollars?
for probably. Sorry for the exchange rate. And this is also your financial stop at Ticket to Reality. We'll give you no, we won't. TJ, you're up. What are you a fan of Big Brother?
I am, and like to be perfectly honest with you, it was the community, the camaraderie that drew me to it more than the show itself. Like reality TV, I kind of view similarly to like sports stuff. I don't enjoy sports as much if I'm just watching it by myself and I don't have anybody to talk to about it with. What I love about sports is when everybody's watching the same game and you interact with each other and you talk to each other on Twitter, or when you're watching the game with a bunch of friends. And that's kind of how I feel about Ticket to Reality and Big Brother, is when you have a crew that you get to talk about the show with, watch the show and interact with each other, chat about it on socials and on a podcast in person. I love it. So I don't know how hooked I'd be if I didn't have anybody to chat about it with. However, kind of just like getting to dive into it, I feel like it'll be the same as Survivor for me. As long as we're talking about it every week, I'm gonna love it.
2 episodes of Survivor out, by the way. If you haven't caught up, you need to watch them. And anyway, Garrett, are you a fan of Big Brother?
Yeah. So I'm kind of on the same page as everybody else. Initially, the first couple of episodes, I was really hesitant, but like TJ, I am a fierce competitor, and like you, Lee, I'm a fierce competitor. And once we got the draft stuff going, it didn't matter if Big Brother was good or not. To be honest, I was invested in it. But I will say, as the season went on, and I, spent more time with everybody, got to see how the social aspect of it works, the competition aspects, and how I initially thought, it seems like it could be a really one-sided game with, physical people who are really social, just absolutely shooting to the top. And I was really surprised by how different the dynamic is and how, the different comps really leveled the playing field for different types of people. And I became super invested at the end. And I love, that there's multiple episodes a week. So you at the live feeds, there's so many aspects to get into, and I love that. And I'm hoping to do that for Survivor as well, because it'll be my first go around to that, which is wild to think about. So
wow.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, you're first too. Wow. What about you, TJ? Have you watched Survivor before?
Survivor and like was similar to Big Brother for me, where it's like I never watched a season start to finish, but when I was younger, I was around other people who watched the show. And so I caught like I know the format and kind of how it works, but I haven't watched it in years, so I'm pretty excited to dive back into it.
I love it. Well, I'm hoping that we continue on this wonderful journey. TJ, did you have any other little things you wanted to pull out of your hat, your magic hat?
We're going to be talking a lot about these other shows, so make sure you will subscribe to the podcast, available on all podcast platforms. Subscribe on YouTube. hit the like button, and make sure you follow the Ticket to Reality socials on Instagram and Twitter. On Facebook, it's the Agents of Fandom. On TikTok, it's the Agents of Fandom. And but Twitter and Insta, we got our Ticket to Reality one. So make sure you follow those. We're going to be talking Survivor and a bunch of other reality TV shows. We're going to be talking to former Big Brother contestant Tommy Bracco 3 weeks from now. We got a fun game challenge 2 weeks from now. We got Michelle Ryder, Shelly Belly, Mama Michelle from season 3 of The Circle coming on next week. And so we got a lot of good shows coming. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you got it ready for you guys. That's about it for me. We got another pod to record still tonight. So
Cool.
Lee, you better take us out of here.
One last
right.
thing. One
Oh,
last
go.
thing for me. It is the last day of September on Twitch. So if you are not subbed, get a sub now while you can. 20% off. Gift a sub to your friend if you already have one. And I just wanted to pitch that one more time because it's the last day, and we haven't really done that many lives this month because we've all been crazy busy, and I don't want anyone to miss out on that awesome deal.
Hey, so this is the last chance. So get in there and do it. Awesome. Well,
Do we
I have
a-
had.
Do we have a
Go ahead.
winner? Sorry, do we have a winner yet? Has
Oh
everyone
yeah, do we have a
votes?
winner
Stop the count.
of the chat?
Oh, we did a second poll. Interesting.
A second
Good
poll.
to know. Yeah, there was a first poll, and you were decided the winner after 4 votes. So,
the second poll is for what reason? Because I was already decided winner.
Did she win twice? Is that what you're saying?
No, now TJ. Now they're tied with TJ. I don't know,
What's
13 to 13. Now the numbers don't add up, so it feels like people are just fudging
election was
votes
stolen.
somehow.
I think Alyssa's doing the math.
Yeah, let's-
Exactly. Alyssa's counting the votes back there. Jeez.
Yikes.
Sorry, Alyssa.
I took
Anyway.
the lead.
What happened? Did
I
you
took
win,
the
TJ?
lead.
Oh, cool.
No, you're
Hey,
tied
go
again,
bowling.
actually.
Hey, let's do this. If you guys
Oh
want to
wow!
keep
Now
voting,
Emma's getting a big lead. I don't know where all these
Oh.
votes are coming from. I'm
Go,
gonna vote for
Emma.
I just voted
Emma.
for Emma.
Probably
I'm
from
her.
Gabby.
I'm her
gonna give Gabby
campaign
a shout out.
manager.
Thank you. Thank you, Lee.
Use your channel points. You get to vote multiple times, so that's how the votes keep coming in. I
So
keep voting for Emma,
nice.
but somebody else keeps voting for me. So it's
Oh,
interesting.
nice.
it's getting close.
Nice.
That's-
Hey, that was fun. You're all to
Gabby.
me
I love.
fan favorite. I think you're all incredible. I love doing this with you. And for those of you watching, listening, whatever, reach out, ask, give us suggestions because we want to make this fun. We want to make it a community. Agents of Fandom is such a incredible. If you're into anything about fandom, go over there too, because these people have so much good content for you guys to take a look at. But we love you. Hope you have a great time, and we're going to be talking Survivor and all sorts of fun stuff the next time. So see you later.